YouTube, what is up? It's AD here with USSQUADS. I'm going to give you a little setup tutorial on how I set up the Maglink from Magpul. Now this couples two PMag magazines, and the magazines have to be Gen 2, Gen 3. This won't work with Gen 1s. I'm going to give you a quick explanation of how you can tell if you have a Gen 1 or Gen 2 or Gen 3. Actually Gen 1 or Gen 2. So I don't have a Gen 3 mag on me, so I can't really illustrate that. So this is 20 bucks, and this is a coupler that will allow you to couple two PMags together. Now this is not a new concept. This concept has been around for quite some time. I actually own somewhere in this room a coupler that takes two GI mags and couples them together. I've had this for 15 years. Now the only thing I don't like about this is that it would rattle loose and have all sorts of weird problems after, exhausting a mag. You would have issues. These would slide, these were never set up in place. It was just a pain in the ass and I didn't like it. The difference is Magpul is infamous for their molding processes, so they have very consistent molds. These magazines are very consistent, so this actually locks into the ribbed part of the magazine body and does not move. I had this attached to two magazines while I was hiking around in the middle of San Antonio, Texas, actually off in a field hunting hogs, and this thing got beat up and it worked perfectly. I was very happy with it. So I'm going to show you my configuration. Now you may have seen the other videos where I kind of beta test this Surefire 60 round mag, which is an awesome concept. Unfortunately it does not work well. This thing had failure to feeds, the spring tension right in the middle of the body would get jammed up and I'd have catastrophic failure to feed. So this is being sold. I'm done with this thing. Not worth it. So PMags, as you know, are really reliable, really durable, great magazines. I've had these for years and years. They've have 3 generations now of PMags, and so I'm going to quickly show you the difference. Here's the Gen 1s. One good way of telling if you have a Gen 1 or Gen 2 is basically when you look at this Gen 1, you're going to have this back spine is a little thicker, and you'll have these 2 notches here versus a Gen... I'm sorry, I got this fixed up. Here we go. Okay, so Gen 1, Gen 2s. See the spine here is just a little wider, and it has a smooth cut right here all the way back where it catches, where this has it's notched right there instead of cut all the way through. And then as you go through, you'll see the difference in rib sizes here. So this is another reason why this does not work with this coupler, because they changed the ribbed back end here, so it just doesn't fit the molded wells there. And then at the very bottom you'll see another notch kind of at the bottom here. That's how you can tell that this is a Gen 1, this is a Gen 2. So also on the Gen 2s, they won't say anything. Let me show you the markings here. This is a Gen 1 marking, but the Gen 2s will actually say Gen 2 on there. See this? Gen M2. Okay, so now you need 2 Gen 2 magazines. They come with the basic floor plate. You'll see that I have a Ranger pull on this, and I'm going to show you how I set mine up, because I actually install a Ranger pull on this. And this is the Ranger pull. You get 3 for like 20 bucks, and they're really awesome. But I have them on my singles, but I don't put them on both doubles. So in the packaging, there's not much to it. There's a sticker and the coupler, and the coupler is just really basic, just looks like a little coupler, right? Nothing too fancy about it. You gotta get your flathead screwdriver and undo this, and I actually had to disassemble it because when I travel it's kind of, I wanted to shrink down the profile so it fit my suitcase a little easier, so I actually stripped that down, but not a big deal. We can just simply do it like this. Now what I do is, if you have an AR-15, and I'm going to illustrate this in a second, I don't have my AR-15 on me, I'm going to show you, but you have to have it staggered. And the reason you have it staggered, and you can follow these instructions, however you want, but on the right side you're going to want it lower than the left side. So you're actually going to want it staggered like so. If you do it like that, your magazine dust cover, your upper dust cover can function without it being covered. If you have it like this, when you put this into your mag well, this is going to completely cover that dust cover. Now, let me explain something that could be a problem, is if you have your dust cover up and you're not paying attention, you fire around, it won't eject out of there. It'll get jammed in against this magazine well. So when you have this in, this clears the dust cover. When you have this side in, there's nothing in your way anyway. So there is one, well, this is kind of in the way of the charging bolt, little charging button that you have on the left side. But if, again, you can overcome that if you have a little, whatever you call it, I forget what it is, the bad lever. If you have the bad lever, that kind of works around that too, and I'll show you that in a second too. All these little glitches I'm thinking about as we're talking. So again, these are molded. These little wells here are just ribbed right to just mount on to whatever. So this will be higher, this will be lower. So I'm going to put this like this. I'm pretty much going to have it kind of staggered just like that. Remember, I told you I just want to make sure that this clear. So I put this left one on the bottom two ribs, and then I put this top one on the middle two ribs. So there's 4 ribs total on these Gen 2s. So I just want to make sure that clears that. So once I have that put together, I just simply put that on, and I'm going to screw these into place. Now, there's no Loctite, I don't think, in these, but you don't want to over tighten them either. So if you plan on never disassembling or never messing around with these, you can Loctite them. I travel, so I wanted to strip them down, but I just put a good firm. And then you want to finagle with this so the ribs kind of slide into place. You heard that click. And once that's in, I'm golden. So I'm going to tighten it, but not over tighten it. I just want to make sure I get a good firm grip on these, and that's good. That's good enough. Now what you've seen is these different color floor plates. I just mix and match because I have different colors. You don't have to do that. It's really up to you. But you know, I just changed the color outs because I just like to just mess around with these colors a little bit. It's the only thing that was useful on this was, I'm going to put the black one back on. You can see with a little push tool you can easily switch these out. So I have this Ranger pull again on all my mags, but I didn't need them on both of these, so I didn't want 2 Ranger pulls on both mags. I don't think it serves you any purpose. But it's nice to have it on the lower one, so you can, if you drop your mag and it hits the ground, it protects your magazines if you're doing a fast reload. But also, if you want to strap this to a carabiner and have this on your backpack or some gear, some molly gear, you can quickly put that on there too. But give me a sec. I'm going to run and grab my AR, and I'll show you what I mean by the dust cover. Okay, we are back. Now, the magazine is in the coupler. Let me give you a little different view of this, if the lighting can be done correctly here. Let me see if I can change the lighting here. So I have the magazine coupled. As you can see, this second magazine almost covers this bolt release. I have the Magpul bad lever installed, and it's this product here. And I don't work for Magpul, guys, but I have a lot of their products, and I'll probably be wholesaling this stuff soon. I'll probably have a website and have this stuff for sale. So I'm not going to guarantee that I'm not pitching this, but I like it, I use it, and I recommend it. So I might be selling these products in the next 6 months. But that bad lever charges down. Let me show you what I mean. So now this bad lever, instead of hitting this side that you're used to, which again this magazine kind of gets in the way, of course you can use your thumb and get to it, right? But instead of messing around on this side, which I don't like to do anyway, I just tap my finger here and charge the bolt. And if you stagger it correctly, remember I told you about the staggering? Now this dust cover works. Now can you imagine if I had them both exactly even? Then this would cover up this, and when you fired and a round went off, this would actually be jammed in here because this would be too high. Can you see the problems with that? So that's it, guys. That's how I set up my little coupler, which I really recommend. It's great. I actually had it while I was walking around in the fields in the middle of the bush in Tech on my little hog hunt. That's how I had my gear configured, and I liked it. I had 60 rounds. I didn't have to carry it in a pouch. 60 rounds was plenty for my mini rounds when I was hunting, and this is very durable, fits very nice. So that's it. Magazines are 20 a piece. They're kind of hard to find right now. The coupler's $20 at Shields, Cabela's. These aren't sold out yet because I don't think people have caught on to how useful these are yet. These little Magpul Ranger poles, you only need one for this configuration. And you know what, I like that tan bottom, so I'm going to switch that back out. But that's pretty much the setup, and that's what I like. You know, if you want a 60 round capable setup, this is a great way to have it. It not only functions great, it actually looks pretty badass. It's super durable, and that's the setup there. So any questions, comments below. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the new subscribers, and I'm trying to get more videos online. It's just I'm gonna start working my season. My off season's about off, so I'm gonna start cranking again with work. So a lot of videos to post, but try to get you guys some more intel.